Controversial proposed bylaw barring swearing on Cape Town's beaches is being labelled as anti-poor. The bylaw would also prohibit undesirable conduct, including exposing the body offensively and performing indecent acts at the beach. The Social Justice Coalition says this proposed law is problematic and vague. I'm joined via Skype by the Coalition's General Secretary, Akolile Ntwala. Akolile, very good evening and thanks for your time. Why do you see this bylaw as problematic and vague?
Good evening and thank you. The language that is used in the bylaw is not clear, and we know that when there's certain language in certain policies or certain laws or even bylaws, it's very much open to abuse, and the people who are supposed to be enforcing that law, which would be the law enforcement officers of the city of Cape Town, would abuse this bylaw. We've seen this happening to poor people that are in certain areas of the city of Cape Town, where such as the homeless people that have been fined, for example, and what happened in Clifton Beach.
Okay, so abusing in terms of that this would target those who won't be able to afford the fines that may be imposed on them. Is that what you're saying?
It will, but there's the section that speaks about entry as well, that the city may decide to bar certain people at certain times in these coastal areas. And we know that this will lead at the first instance to racial profiling of people just because of how they look, but also the poor who might want to access the beaches, and the homeless who might also want to access the beaches are very likely to be targeted by certain law enforcement officers.
So I'm just looking at what a member of the city's MACO has had to say about spatial planning and the environment, saying that this draft bylaw is intended to create safer and cleaner beaches, keep them free from litter and pollution, protect sea life, talking about things like improving safety, enforcing the public's right to access and enjoy beaches and enjoy the sea indefinitely. So I just have to, I'd like your response to that. I mean, do you not see a positive side to these bylaws?
Yeah, those are important. Those are very important. But what we're saying is that if this language, because it speaks about the city may decide to bar certain people, it doesn't say on what grounds, and therefore we know, and this is based on experience, that people that are targeted, that often get barred from certain places within the city of Cape Town, are poor, predominantly black people, and so that's mainly what we're concerned with, and we want everyone to be safe in these areas, and we agree that these areas should be kept clean and the environment should be kept clean, but such a vague bylaw opens it up for abuse, especially racial abuse of certain people.
So what do you plan to do about it?
We will make sure that we comment on the bylaw and challenge the sections that we think are very problematic. That these sections must be clear and they must be specific, and we need to know who must be held accountable for these issues.
All right, thanks very much for your time there. Social Justice Coalition's Akolile Ntwala joining us via Skype.